Hey, I'm having a lazy afternoon. Too much work to do, and I'm on duty, so I've been up and down. But that's not the case. So, uh, a few days ago, I decided to go on a mission, and I literally wanted to steal from the dogs. So, I was coming to school to work as usual, and so on that day, I decided literally not to pay my bus fare. Normally, at least nowadays, things have been made easy for us, and we don't always have to carry cash everywhere. So, normally when you get to a matatu, and then the tout is like, hakuna kulipa na M-Pesa, or some of them don't even tell you. And then when you want to pay your bus fare, you're like giving them the phone. They're like, I left my phone in town, or I left my phone at home, and you're like, what the heck is this guy telling me? Yeah. So that day I decided because normally from Ruaka, most matatus and buses accept payment via M-Pesa. So that day I decided, the kind of confidence that you have, absolutely very well that you don't have any money in your M-Pesa, but then you like dashing your phone, the person keys in the the M-Pesa number. Of course you said, but of course nothing will go because you don't have money inside it. So it was an experiment because sometimes we really become victims on these roads. I remember one time I was coming to school. I wanted to pay for my bus fare, but then whoever was telling me hakuna kulipa na M-Pesa, well, that is it. And then there's another time I had cash. I had 500, and so while I was giving the tout, he refused. He said, hauna pesa ndogo? I'm sure you've experienced that. So I was like, what the heck? If I pay via M-Pesa, sometimes you tell me there is no paying via M-Pesa. If I have money, you're telling me, kwani don't I have a small amount of money? Like, what the heck do these people want? Right? And then also, there is the reversal issue whereby you lipa pesa and then you want to pay via M-Pesa, and then they're like, hakuna kulipa na M-Pesa because you guys will refund. And sometimes even the amount that is involved is so little. 30 bob, like, why would I even refund 30 shillings? For what? What will 30 shillings do for me? Okay, of course, it will take me to wherever the next day, but some amounts are just absurd for someone to even reverse them. Yeah. So this particular day I decided, and normally from Ruaka to town before 6 we pay 30 bob, and then from that place from town to this here in Langata Road, Uhuru Gardens, we pay another 30 shillings on bypass, another 30 shillings. So I came to school without paying a whooping 60 bob. Well, it's not much, but it's bus fare anyway, because sometimes without it you might not get to where you want to go. So and then of course in the evening I got lucky. There's a colleague who has a car, and so he dropped me somewhere in Parklands. I had some errands, so I didn't go straight away. So, I was thinking, because most of the time I was just trying to see what's really the big deal about paying Nana M-Pesa, because that day I realized something, that it might not really be the reversal that's an issue, but these guys have no way of telling who has paid and who hasn't, because once you give your phone, let me say it's a bus that carries, let me just say, approximately 20 people. And among the 25 people that pay via M-Pesa, in as much as he'll receive the messages, even if they're not 5, there is no way they'll tell who amongst the 5, or if he received less, who amongst them didn't send the money. And if they were 2 ladies, for example, he wouldn't know who is Rose and who is Anne. And so most of the time they'll just have to let it slide, because they won't go around asking have you paid, who did not pay, unless you have to pay and then you show the message. That is what works. But you find that most of the time they don't do that, and actually that is where the error comes in. And sometimes I feel they're paying because doing these things is they feel it's a bit petty, because we're also human, and they just give us the little trust. They trust that you are an adult, you're a responsible person, and you can pay your fare, so why wouldn't you pay the same? So that day I was doing my experiment, and I realized, anyway, paying via M-Pesa, they get losses. They get losses, and lots of them, because there is no way to verify if I've paid or I haven't, because that day, both ways, imagine I just gave the number and then they assume they paid. And then ukishuka, you go down with the confidence as if you've done nothing. But anyway, that was a silly experiment. Like I said, I was literally stealing from them. And so I want to give away 200 bob airtime to any person who will comment, because you know this money is when you save them in that particular way, you have a way of losing them anyway. So I'm giving away 200 shillings airtime to anybody who will be the first one to comment on what silly thing or one uncouth thing, or what can I call it, one uncanny thing that you've ever done in the name of trying to find out something. So you comment, tell me what is it that you ever did, and then you look away with my 200 bob airtime. So for now, until next time, it's bye for now.